Well, come on in. We're gonna have a little chat, and if you a crybaby like me, girl, go get some tissue, okay? When you get on social media, for the most part, you turn in your humanity, so you have to turn your emotions off completely. So, I've been on this path for over 10 years, and it's been extremely difficult mentally and emotionally. And every once in a while, like today, was one of those days that I was in meditation and I was like, okay, I need a sign that I'm supposed to keep doing this because this isn't my moneymaker and it's so stressful. And then I had this.
Hi, Sindal. My name is Latanya Parker. I have a platform called Baby Mother TV on TikTok. And I came across your page on YouTube, and I just want to tell you, sis, you are doing the damn thing, okay? You are doing the damn thing. And I'm so glad I came across your page because I was struggling with my hair growth. I had locks for 10 years. And I wasn't an avid, like, I wasn't one of those lock heads that had to get their hair done every 4 to 6 weeks because I loved the how my roots would grow out, and I didn't want to add a lot of attention to my hair a lot of times. So at the time I decided to cut them in 2016, it was because they were just popping out of my head, and like my roots would be thick and beautiful, but they were just popping out of my head, and I couldn't understand why this was happening to me. Like, I just thought it was some type of alopecia, like alopecia areata or whatever, and didn't take no thought to the bad hair care practices because nobody was telling. I was never told my whole life, you know. And so I went many years with struggling to grow my hair. At one point, I began to get some traction, meaning my hair started to grow, and I had a bush, and I went to this hairstylist to get my silk press, to get a trim, you know. And then about 6 to 8 weeks later, I went back the second time to him, and he burnt the shit out of my hair in the back. And I was just, what? When it was time to wash my hair in a couple weeks, I felt like it still smelled like burnt hair, and I knew he had burnt a chunk out, but he didn't tell me because my hair is so thick that I guess he thought she's not going to tell. And then he didn't have, he just didn't tell me. So after that, I got really discouraged, cut all my hair off again, and since then had struggled with growing my hair. I went back to relaxers, and I'm going to be honest, and relaxers just aren't for me anymore. I think it's because my mom started putting relaxers in my hair way too young, and my scalp just went through so much. So I just wanted to go team natural, and just realized from listening to you, I was doing the natural thing just all wrong. From utilizing plastic caps on my head at night to all the dumb shit, And so finally I said, okay, I'm going to do what she says. I'm going to try to see what happens. And I'm telling you, I wish I took pictures, because I remember you said in one of your videos, take pictures as you move through your journey so you can see the progress. I could definitely see the progress. If I sent you pictures, you wouldn't see the progress before now. So I feel like it would defeat the purpose. But I want to tell you personally that you are doing amazing work. And that is definitely working for my hair. My hair is still short, cut really short, very short TWA. But what I didn't mention is that maybe back in 2009, I had some trauma. I had experienced some trauma to my hair, where my locks was pulled out of the scalp, and it left me with a bald spot. And that spot, I wasn't familiar with going to the dermatologist for my scalp. I just didn't know what to do. So basically the locticians at that time would just cover it up and just pull the front up and do all types of stuff to camouflage. And over the years, it would just became a part of me. Well, I can tell you now, although I may never get that density back, my natural density in the areas where the locks cause damage to my follicles, I am getting growth there. So much so that I see follicles that are that wanted to unclog themselves, and I've experienced like 3 whiteheads up in the front. I might send you a picture so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. And I was like, oh my gosh, I never had whiteheads on my scalp in that area all these years. Like, I thought these follicles were dead, but that was kind of telling me that these follicles are still alive, and they're starting to become unclogged because I am doing the scrub. I wash once a week, and I do a scrub on my scalp. Now I do do a pre-poo. It's just like the aloe vera leaf, and like the aloe vera straight from the leaf after I've soaked it overnight in some oil, and then I'll get under the hair steamer and I'll do that, massage my scalp, massage my hair, and then I'll wash my hair with a hydrating shampoo, and then even the areas that were bald are starting to show growth, and even though it's not as dense as the other parts of my hair, it's starting to grow. Those follicles are coming back to life, and I just want to thank you so much. I did go through the itching phase. I remember a video I watched where you said the first 2 weeks, you might go through itching, and it's okay to wash your hair within 48 to 72 hours after washing it. And that's just what I did for the first 2 weeks, and it helps a lot. And although I've been married to washing my hair once a week, I'm now at a place where I wash it when my scalp tells me, okay, wash it. So it could be like a little past a week, maybe instead of 7 days, it might be 9 or 10 days. Like, I wash my hair on Sundays, and sometimes I can go until Wednesday where my hair still feels like it's moist and my scalp feels good. And I've also incorporated those massages at night, which I do believe is helping a lot. But girl, I just want to tell you, you are doing the work of the Lord. Keep it up. I tell you, when I first came across one of your videos, I was kind of offended and was like, she doesn't know what she's talking about. And I found myself back into another video of yours, and I just began to watch and listen. So I just want to say thank you so much. I really hope that you do conferences and travel all across the country, because now I have to go through my closet to get rid of a lot of the hair care products that just didn't mean me any good, and it hurts to let go, but because that's money I spent, but it gotta go because I'm never going to use it, you know what I mean? And so thank you so much. I appreciate you. You are doing the work, girl. I love this for you. I see you continue. I pray that you have continued success in your business and your Sinpool Apothecary. I pray that you continue to see just success, and that you will take this education across the country somehow to educate, Black women in their hair care habits. And I think that's where the healing will really come in, because it's a shame that we've been taught that, and you're absolutely right. They see us coming and we buy all these products. So anyway, girl, thank you so much. You are doing amazing work, and yes, it does work. And I just want to let you know that it was so much to type, I couldn't type it. So if you want to use this voiceover for just to encourage your fan base and encourage your supporters, you may do so. But thank you so much, and you have a blessed day.
Now, I know she said I could use it to encourage y'all. Whew. But it really, 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 really encouraged me, because I know that unless you are on social media, unless you are on YouTube, you look at it as a source of entertainment, right? But when it comes to the amount of time, the amount of energy that I put into these YouTube videos, and let's be real, like, we all know about views and analytics and watch time, and if you've been around on my channel for a while, you can clearly see, like I can, that my views are not where they used to be, and I don't care about that. If I cared about it, I would have been off of YouTube years ago. My channel has been fighting with the algorithm for over like 7 years now. So clearly, that's not why I do what I do. I do what I do because I'm so passionate about Black women specifically learning how to manage their hair. Like, it's crazy that right now on social media, when you get online, you see women that are in their freaking 20s. You see women in their early 20s. Hell, you're seeing little girls with alopecia and CCCA, scalp disorders that don't normally show up till you're in your 70s. Little girls are showing up with. So it's something that I'm extremely passionate about, especially because not like, oh, I think I know better than everybody else, but I've actually spent the time to learn, right? Because my body deals with its own issues, right? With hidradenitis suppurativa, which is something that I shared here on my channel for years. But like I said, today I was just having one of those days. It's nothing wrong in my personal life, but if you've been here on my channel, you know that I'm a daddy's girl, and my daddy's been gone for 11 years, and I never, like, I can really count on one hand how many times in a year like I get sad about my dad not being here or anything like that, right? Like, it rarely happens because it's something that I've really learned how to maneuver through. But I'm still human, and sometimes I have days like that. And whenever I'm missing my dad, it's normally when I just like, oh, I just want to like talk. And anyway, it's, if you're a daddy's girl, you know. But moreover, for that reason, if there's any cancers in here, whatever emotion you have, it, any little thing could just like set you off and take you over the edge. And I have to be honest and say that, being from the place that I'm from, and it's not to say, oh, you should be scared of me because I'm from Detroit. No, that's not what I'm trying to say. But I'm not used to having to like mince words and talk sweetly to people. So the way that I talk is how I talk to everybody around me, and how everybody around me talks, and nobody takes offense to the way that I speak because it's normal. So when I first came on YouTube and I started sharing the things that I shared 10 years ago, 12 years ago, the people who are now changing their tone and are now all saying the same things that I was saying now today, they were the ones that were turning everybody on social media against me. And this was like 22-year-old sin, right? I'm 35 years old right now, but at 21, at 22, to wake up in the morning and just see all of these messages from these women, I'm talking about thousands. Like, most people cry and you go see HR about one or two women that's rolling their eyes at you at work. But try waking up in the morning and have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of women calling you out of your name, and, oh, you don't know what you're talking about, and you making stuff up and things of that nature. So even though like this message really, I was like, okay, God, I hear you, right? And it's not you, love, but most of you say that to me, like, oh, I used to hear you talking, but I'm like, she's so wrong because she don't know what she's talking about and stuff like that. And it was like, that phase was so hard for me. Like, right now, the place that I'm in right now, I'm good, right? Like, I'm so good. Everything's great, I promise you. Like, business is amazing. Like, I was able to pivot in such a beautiful way that none of these things affect me financially, just emotionally, just being honest. Like, I'm human. So when I make videos that I'm making now that you guys are agreeing with now, when I made those videos 10 years ago, I was doing it out of love. And instead of the YouTubers that were making the videos, getting on board and being like, hey, let me do my my research, they was just like, no, she's a liar, she's a fraud. And the amount of hate that was directed towards my channel is something that I was not prepared for, because it all came from the heart. And moreover, it was even more devastating because in the field of cosmetology, there was literally nobody who had my back. We all went to cosmetology school and learned the same exact thing, but instead of other cosmetologists standing up and being like, yeah, Sin is telling the truth, this is what's on state board, the majority of the cosmetologists jumped on board with the people on YouTube. And it was so hard. And now today in 2025, when it comes to this conversation, my skin is so thick that I was like really, really surprised and like thrown off when I read this, because it was just like, I don't know, I think your accountability, the tone of your voice, I don't know, like your energy altogether, I feel like it just softened those walls, and they just start crumbling down, like as I'm listening to the sound of your voice, and my eyes just start watering up. And I just want to say to all of the women who are being accountable, just like the video that I posted yesterday, all of you that were in the chat that were saying you were accountable and stuff, I just want to be honest with you. Like, there's a part of me when people say like, oh, Sin, I hear you were so right. Part of me is like, okay, whatever, like who cares? Because to be beat up for a decade for saying something and then everybody be like, hey, you were right, it doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel like, oh yay, they believe me now. It's like, I know I was right the whole time. But I love you guys, and I just want to be really transparent saying that, because being here on social media is extremely hard, fighting against the liars, because the liars and the perpetrators are the ones that y'all put on a pedestal, and the truth tellers are the ones that you point fingers at to be the ones that are lying to you. So it's extremely great that everybody is being accountable and everybody's in a place where they're able to receive. But I also need you to understand that even though I'm emotional in this video, right, I also need you to understand that yes, people have been making videos about me, calling me liars for years now, and I've never responded to it, but that doesn't mean that I won't. If you are into the zodiac, you know what I'm saying. But as a Cancer, I'm a slow burner. Okay, so I'll see you, and I'm observing the things that you do. I'm observing the things that you say, and I'm letting time do it for me. And I'm letting time play out. So I'm documenting all of the videos. I'm documenting everything that everybody says. And I've also documented the balding that the people who everybody's been following, I've also documented all of that. And they have the same bald spots that this woman was healing from, right? All of the oils, the butters, the greases, everything that I've told y'all not to do. Right now in 2025, we are in the age of Aquarius, where all hidden things are being revealed and coming to the surface. And I really, really, really need us all to get into this place. And I'm trying to emotionally and mentally prepare everyone and myself, because I've been doing this for so long. I've been biting my tongue for so long. I've been allowing people to lie on me and pull my name through the mud for so long, to the point where anytime I search my name, there's a certain person whose name pops up, and you're gonna pay for that, right? For sure. One of the videos that I literally, out of all of these years that people have been making videos about me, I promise to God, I've only seen one. And it was like a short clip. And the person was like, I guess they saw or heard me like saying something about them, like seashells by the seashore in their beard or whatever, and was like, oh, you still talking about that? You still talking about it? Yes. And this is the thing. When you attack somebody whose intentions are pure, right? You set things in motion. And because that person whose intentions were pure didn't deserve it, and they had no control. I had no control over the amount of times you reacted to my videos. I had no control over the hours of time that you lied on me. I had no control over people spreading rumors that, oh, I specialize in relaxers. I had no control over that. And I let y'all make all of y'all videos. I didn't file one dispute. There's not one person who made a video about me ever who has ever filed a dispute. You know why? Because I believe that like energy attracts like energy, and I want you to be ready to get back the things that you let out 7 times, 7 times, 7 times, 7 times, 7 times, 7. And I need you to understand that just like I didn't have control over the amount of my videos and the amount of times my face appeared on your channel, you will have no control over the amount of times that I make an example out of you and everybody else. Nothing will ever change as it pertains to that, because on social media, most people do not have the type of accountability that this woman had. She had the type of accountability that said, hey, Sin, like, you were right. I was wrong, and I'm sorry. I used to say that you didn't know what you were talking about. And the thing of the matter is this: it wasn't that they thought that I didn't know what I was talking about because things were so far-fetched. The reason that most women thought that I didn't know what I was talking about and that I was a fraud is because all of the people who are now repeating everything that I've been saying for the last decade, they're now repeating what I've been saying, and they're going to cosmetology school. The women who shamed cosmetologists are now cosmetologists, and the cosmetologists that were really about their business, they've either left the industry because of these women, or they're private and you're not even bookable. They're not even bookable anymore. And the issue that I have is the fact that in 2025, the women and the men who destroyed the hair industry think that they can just go on and move on to new trends, and that they won't be held accountable for all of the things that they've destroyed. Because behind the scenes, everybody, well, not behind the scenes, on social media, it looks like everybody's moved on, but behind the scene, trichologists, holistic practitioners, and dermatologists like myself are healing the things that they broke, and they will be held accountable. But I do want to say that this message was everything to me, because I go back and forth in my head all the time about if whether or not it's even worth it to keep making videos like that here on YouTube, because on my own personal platform, everything is doing so good, and I don't need to make YouTube videos. I do this out of love. But I want to say to you, Beauty, who is on here, and y'all better follow her if y'all on TikTok. But I just want to say to you and all women like you, thank you for your accountability. Thank you for hearing me, and thank you in advance for not judging me when I address all of the people who had y'all minds in a dwindle in the first place. All right. I love you so very much. Thank you for hearing me again. Thank you for seeing me. And more importantly, thanks for your accountability. If you want to know more, right, if you are one of those people who's ready to finally turn over a new leaf and change things, then all you have to do is click the link in the description box below and look through the mini playlists here on my channel. I have over 1,000 videos. Maybe you should try to re-watch some of my videos and watch them in your own context with your own mind frame. And again, I love you, and I expect you to love me too, and I expect you to not be like, Sin, don't address that. No, because don't you teach your children that they're supposed to defend themselves? Just because I don't defend myself in the way or in the same speed that y'all do doesn't mean that I'm not going to defend myself. Okay, it could be a week from now, it could be tomorrow, it could be a year from now, it could be 2 years from now, but everybody will pay for their actions. Energy is not created or destroyed, it's just transferred from one source to another, and it's time to pay the piper.